Hi guys.
Tov, ילדים.
Shalom, Rabbi. Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, Rabbi. Shalom. Hi, guys.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Good. Shalom, Rabbi.
Good morning, Boker Tov. All right, let's start our day. What should we start our day with today? Let's start off with Victoria. Victoria is gonna pray for us. Victoria is gonna sing the Shema. Victoria is gonna do the 10 Commandments.
Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for the life that we have. Thank you for the opportunity that you give us to have a great life. And thank you, and give us knowledge for today's lesson, this week's lesson, and this year's lesson. Amen. Oh, and in Yeshua's name, amen. Shema Israel, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad, Malkut Shem Kevu, Malkuto. I don't know any more than that.
I don't know any more than that. That's not good. All right, Jacob and Jeremiah, sing the Shema.
Shema Israel, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad, Baruch Shekevot, Malkuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one God.
All right, Victoria, do the 10 Commandments.
I am your Lord, our God. No gods before me. Do not honor idols or likenesses. Do the Shabbat. Honor your mother and father. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not commit adultery. And do not covet.
Well, that was all out of order, and I think you missed one. Lev, give us the 10 Commandments.
I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Do not make any idols in front of my face. Do not use the name of the Lord in vain. Keep the Shabbat holy. Honor your mother and father. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not covet.
All right, now, children, if you don't know these, you better start knowing them. Practice it, Victoria. Practice the 10 Commandments 3 times a day and the Shema twice a day. Okay? Next week, you got to know it. Okay? It's not an excuse not to know these things. These are foundations for our lives. Okay? All right, now we're looking at more information, more healthcare information. All right, let's see. We got everybody here. Okay. Okay, I lost Dion and David. They were there. Now they're gone. All right. All right, Yeshua. Let's see. Well, these are some big words, but we'll give it a shot anyway. Yeshua, read verse 2, Vayikra 13, verse 2.
If someone
Someone,
develops on his skin a swelling with bright spots, right spots, which could develop, develop, developing the doesn't Tezera, he is to be brought out to brought to Aaron's son Aaron the Cohen law or to one of his sons who are coming.
All right, pretty good, Yeshua. You got to practice your reading. Practice your reading. Okay. If someone develops on his skin a swelling, scab, or bright spot which could develop into disease, tisserot, he is to be brought to Aaron the Cohen or to one of his sons who are Kohanim. Okay, now let's do this again. Arlena, what can you tell me what the word swelling is? We did it on Monday. Swelling. What is swelling? Don't tell her. I want to know if she knows. Arlena?
I didn't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, well, listen, okay? This is a new idea for you, but okay, I want you to listen, and then I'm going to come back to you later, okay? Benjamin, what is swelling?
Swelling is something that like maybe you got hurt and it starts to get puffier, starts to get bigger and fatter.
Okay, that's pretty good. Jeremiah? Jeremiah, what is swelling?
A swelling is like when it's like a mosquito when it bites you, that you get a bump and then it will like get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay, very good. Arlena, what is swelling? Because Jeremiah just told you. What is swelling?
Now I get it. It means to get puffier and puffier.
Very good, Arlene.
And now that's a disease.
Very good, Arlena. Very good. Good morning, Aria. Good morning.
Say good morning.
Good morning. I'm gonna rub my eyes instead. Okay. Let's see. David and Dayon, turn on your camera. Okay. All right. Yeshua, what is a scab? What is a scab?
A scab is like when you like once we went in a picnic with all our cousins and Sammy was running and then he fell and he got hurt. And when it's done healing, it turns sort of brown.
When it's healing, it turns sort of brown. That's a good description, Yeshua. Very good. Lev, what is a scab?
So
A scab is like a natural bandage that when you fall or something, it comes like and there's blood. It like it starts like growing not like growing fast, but it grows slowly. The scab grows slowly. Keep going. The scab grows slowly on the spot where you got hurt because it's to protect the spot where you got hurt, because if you don't protect it, bacteria can get into it. So we don't need bandages.
Okay, very good. Panda Pants, do you want to say something, Panda Pants? Go ahead. Go ahead. Basher Basher, Mr. Panda Pants.
Say hi, Bradley. Say hi. Hi. I'm gonna be right.
Okay.
Because
Dayon, what is a scab? Can you describe to me what a scab is? Go ahead. I unmuted you.
Can you repeat the question?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. What is a scab, Dan? Describe to me what a scab is.
When you're maybe hurt.
When you're maybe hurt. Are you guys at the doctor's office?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mom's there for her checkup?
Yeah.
No, that's doing me. From my flat feet.
For the baby, she's good. She's up.
She's going later.
Oh, so you guys are at the doctor's office now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine, but no.
Can you hear us well enough?
Yes.
Okay, David. All right, Dan, describe to me what a scab is, okay? Being that you're at a doctor's office.
I know what it means.
Well, we're talking about, can you guys see the pictures?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let me ask.
We just got on. That's why.
What'd you say, David?
We just got on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute you. All right. Jacob, what is a scab?
A scab is like let's say if you fall off your bike, it's mostly happens in the knee or elbows. You get a scar or a cut, and then when it's healing, it turns like a sort of like a crust. It turns like black, reddish, orangish, like the second picture in those three pictures.
Why'd you fall off your bike?
Cause like it can happen, like I'm just saying, like an example, it can happen like that.
Amen. Okay. See, Jacob was smart. He said it's like the picture. Okay, it's like the second picture. That's why I was explaining for any of you younger kids to see something. Okay. Let me get my little marker here. Okay. The scab is like this. Okay. Now what happens is, you get something that's called an abrasion or a cut. When you fall off your bike, or you scrape your knee, or you're running and you trip and you fall, or you fall and you put your hands out and then you scrape your hands on the pavement or on something rough. And Shmooey, pay attention. Okay. It scrapes off some of this skin here, and then some blood comes, and then it forms a scab, which is protecting the new skin that's underneath this part. Protecting the new skin. And as Lev said very well, It's protecting from bacteria and bugaboos getting in to the new skin here. Okay, because then it'll get infected. Okay, swelling swelling is something like this over here. Okay, doesn't it look like that'll hurt? Okay, does everybody say that think that'll hurt? Everybody give a thumbs up if you think it'll hurt. Okay, and a thumbs down if you think it won't hurt. Okay, so we got thumbs up. Okay, so this is swelling, and then a bright spot is this part here. Little like blood blisters or something where your skin is not sunburned, but it's a bright spot. Okay, Laris, pay attention. Shmooey, pay attention. Okay, we got pictures here for you to learn. Okay, that's why it's good to do it on the computer so you can see the picture, everybody. So we got a scab, a swelling that's not a bug bite, or I mean, it might be a bug bite, so you got to determine. Okay, and a bright spot. Okay, then if a person has one of this, one of any one of these, okay, if we're living in a community so that everybody else doesn't get it to see what it is, okay, be brought to Aaron the Cohen or one of the sons who are Cohenim because they're trained like medical doctors. They're biblical medical doctors. So this thing, the swelling, you might like want to isolate the person. This is a scab. You know, the person might have been running around, but the scab can get infected. Okay, then some yellow or some white stuff might be oozing out of it, and it might smell. Okay, if there's a smell coming out of this or out of this swelling, then it's infected. Okay, if yellow stuff is coming out of this, we'll get also into that. Okay, then it's infected. Okay, if you touch it, if you put your finger like there's ooze coming out of it, okay, and you touch it, and then it's sticky, it's real sticky, okay, and smelly, sticky and smelly, that means it's infected, okay. Then you need to put, if we don't have medicines, we got to put hyssop on it, okay, or cassia, okay, to get rid of the infection. So you start with hyssop. That's why we have to grow hyssop, okay. So here we need to first look at it and get it examined. Okay, so if you get something like this, we gotta take a look at it. Okay, now as you get older, okay, sometimes you get a pimple. Okay, and pimples are sometimes can grow to be big if you don't take care of it. Okay, okay, so the first thing that we got to do is look at this to see if it's got this spot, this spot, this spot. See, this is pretty interesting. This is all found in the Bible. All in the Bible. And people say we don't need the Old Testament anymore. Well, the Bible's got great stuff to make sure everybody's healthy. Okay? Because it might be leprosy. Now, leprosy, tisarat, the word tisarat, okay, is a general term. It is a regular term for some sort of skin disorder. Okay? It's either, this might be a scab, like let's say Jeremiah was running and he tripped and then he fell and he got a little bruise, okay, or one of you riding your bike, or maybe roller skating or rollerblading, or just playing soccer and you trip, you get a bruise on your knee. You got to determine if it's this a scab from just getting hurt and falling down, or if it's a disease, okay, because a disease is contagious. The scab might not be contagious because you might be just playing. So the Bible has rules about that. Now let's see. Leprosy. Okay, let's go down to the bottom of the page. And Allie Mae, read Matthew 8, verse 1, 2, and 3. 1 through 4. 1 through 4.
Okay. After Yeshua had come down the hill, large crowds followed him. Then a man afflicted with Tesseract came, kneeled down in front of him, and said, "Sir, if you are willing, you can make me clean." Yeshua reached out his hand, touched him, and said, "I am willing. Be cleansed." And at once he was cleansed from his Tesseract. Then Yeshua said to him, "See that you tell no one, but as a testimony to the people, go and let the Kohen examine you and offer the sacrifice that Moshe commanded."
All right, great, Ellie Mae. Thank you for reading that. Okay, so people say that Yeshua did away with the law. So in verse 4, it's very clear that he's doing exactly what we read up here in Vayikra 13, verse 2. Okay, because he said, "Do as Moshe commanded." So here, Yeshua said to go and let the Kohanim examine you. And in Vayikra 13, verse 2, and Leviticus 13:2, that's exactly what was commanded. Let the Kohanim examine you. Okay? So we see even in the time of Yeshua, there was a man afflicted with this disease, Tesseract. Okay? And Yeshua then said he cleansed him. Okay? Yeshua can take away the sin. So the man maybe had this or this or this. It was probably real bad. It was probably all over his body. Maybe had, imagine having this all over your body. Wouldn't that be painful? Having this all over your body? Okay. Well, Yeshua, wouldn't that have been painful? Don't fall asleep. Okay.
Yes.
It would be painful. Why do you think it would be painful?
Because if somebody touches it, it's hurt. If he touches it, it's hurt. And when he goes to sleep, it'll hurt too.
Okay. Ben, do you think this would hurt?
Yeah, I think it would hurt
Why do you think it would hurt?
because when you're because maybe what if your nose itches like on the outside and like because that's getting it can get huger, it can get bigger. Sorry. It can get bigger. So I think it hurts because when you what if you touch it and like it looks dry. So
Oh, it looks dry. Okay. So dry skin hurts when you touch it?
well maybe
What do you think, Leia? What do you think? Do you think that thing's gonna hurt?
leprosy makes your body fall off and you're going through pain, so I'm pretty sure it would hurt like a lot.
Well, it doesn't start off having your body fall apart.
I
It
know
starts
that.
off like that. So what do you think's gonna happen to the guy's nose?
Um, get all more purple, get those weird bumps that he has there.
Okay. Now everybody, take your finger and touch your nose. Everybody touch your nose. Okay. Can you feel that? Your fingers touching your nose, right? Okay. Everybody touch their forehead. Okay. Can you feel your finger touching your forehead? Okay. Now everybody touch their cheek. Touch their cheek. Can you feel your finger touching your cheek, right? You can feel your finger touching your cheek. Okay? There's sensories. There's sensors. Like in a car has sensors. Well, all over your skin, there's sensors that, when you touch your skin, you can feel it. When you touch your nose, everybody touch your nose. Go like this on your nose. Okay, don't stick your finger up your nose, just touch your nose. Okay? You can feel that, right? Okay? Touch your lips. Touch your lips. Can you feel that, right? All right, so there's sensors all in. Now look at the picture, everybody. There's sensors all in your skin. And when you rip your skin apart, okay, or you get leprosy, like this picture here, what do you think's going to happen? All that stuff, all that the skin is getting bigger and bigger. What do you think's going to happen, Jacob, to the sensors underneath that bubble? Jacob, what do you think's going to happen to that bubble?
Like it's like a fire alarm. The sensors will like go off. It'll be painful.
It's going to be painful.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jeremiah?
I think that it'll hurt, and that the sensors they will go like those like some of the sensors will go away, and then now new sensors have to go and replace the old sensors, because the new sensors that because the new sensors they're not got to blow away, but the old ones did, because the cut was like a little more big, and as much as the sensors went away.
Victoria, what's going to happen if you get a big bubble like that?
I can't see the picture.
Okay, you can't see the picture. Well, that doesn't help. Okay, well, you got to be able to see the picture for this one. All right. Mia, what do you think is going to happen if you get a bubble like that on your butt?
That's gonna hurt bad.
Are you going to be able to sit?
I wouldn't want to sit down. If it's on one side, sit on the other side.
What if you had it on both sides, Lev?
You wouldn't be able to sit. Put rock on.
What if you had it at the bottom of your foot?
Can't walk.
What,
Can't
Lev?
say it. Can't walk. Then
Okay. Okay, Jacob had his end up. Jacob?
Like if you had it on your butt and you sit down, it would pop.
Well, no, it might not pop. Okay, it's not like a pimple or a zit, okay, where it actually spreads. Like, when you think the person who had this on his nose, when you think that person would pop it?
Yes, they would pop it, or they would touch. They will keep on touching it, and it would spread.
Oh, and what happens if it spread? What if it started like this? And then it became like this.
Then they had to pop it, or if they kept on touching it, it would spread even more and it'll become more of the bright spots, and then then all of the bright spots will become the big ball on your nose, on the nose.
What do you think is going to happen to the nose underneath it if you can't get rid of this stuff? What do you think, Jacob?
You would have
And Ellie, you're next.
you would have to like stop touching it and like care for it so it can go away and the pain.
Okay. So, look, it looks like it's got a little hole here, right? But now it's spread all the way up to here. And you can see over here, let me get it's red. So it's starting to spread. When you see redness on the skin like that, okay, even the little kids pay attention. You should pay attention. Look at the picture. Because you should know, everybody should know about this. This is why we go over the scriptures. Okay, because God has given us a guideline, you know, a map so that we can see what's going on. Because you see how this outer part here is red, this part's purple. Okay, like in this picture here. Here's the real hurt part, but it's still red over here, but it's not nearly as red. Okay, so this swelling, it's now getting red over here too. So that means it's spreading underneath the skin. Okay, and it's very important to know this stuff because you may pop this part here, but the infection, the tisserot, is spreading. Okay, so you have to get something that's going to take it away. And with leprosy, we don't know how to take many things. We still don't know how to get rid of it. Okay, and we don't know how you got it either. It's not a bug bite. Okay, because we can't prove that it's a bug bite. It's a disease. It's something got into your skin. So here, imagine how painful this. See how big that is. Imagine, like everybody touch their nose again. Touch their nose. Imagine if you got something hurt and it's blowing up where it's, look how big it is over here. Okay? So maybe you can pop it, but here it's underneath the skin. And look at this part here, this bubble here. Okay, it's spreading to another part. Okay, it's very important. Okay, so now what the Lord says to do with that person. Okay, Jeremiah, read verse 4. Micah 13, verse 4.
If the bright spot on his skin is white, but it does not appear to go deep into the skin, and its hair has not turned white when the Kohen to isolate for him for 7 days.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is we got to make sure we understand. Everybody understands the word. Okay, so here, what does the word? We'll start with Yeshua. We'll start with Yeshua again. What does the word isolate? I-S-O-L-A-T-E. Isolate. I-S-O-L-A-T-E. Isolate. Yeshua, do you know what isolate means?
Isolate is that fence for no leprosy, for no sickness could come on that lady right there. The sidewalk, everywhere.
So no sickness can come in to this, or is this person the one?
Is pushing the sickness away, and is not letting the lady be sick.
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. It's a pretty good answer. Allie Mae?
Isolate means like to be put by yourself, like to like the entire time you're isolated, you're supposed to be by yourself.
Okay, the whole time you're supposed to be isolated. You're by yourself. Okay. Or make one of so by yourself. Lev.
Isolate means to separate a person from everyone else.
Isolate means to separate a person from everyone else. Arlena, what do you think? What do you think isolate means?
Is away.
Speak up, please.
Um, I don't know.
You don't know. Ben, what is isolate?
Isolate means to be away from other people, to be away from the clean.
Be away from the clean. Very good. Jeremiah, what do you think, Jeremiah?
I think it means that to separate someone from the other people so they don't get the disease.
Separate a person from other people so that they don't spread disease. Pretty good. Jacob?
To be set it apart from other people so they don't get the same disease and the disease could spread. Like for example, if the let's say that we were talking about yesterday, the woman, if they were pregnant, they had to be away from the sanctuary for 40 days if it was a boy and 80 days if it was a girl.
Very good, Jacob. Very good, Jacob. Very good answer and a very good example from yesterday's class. Dayon, what does the word isolate mean, Dayon? Let me unmute you. Oh, you got it.
Stay away from the community.
Stay away from the community. Okay. David, what does isolate mean?
Well, isolate means like to get rid of.
Get rid of? What do you mean get rid of?
So doesn't it's like if someone's unclean, they have to be separated from the community for like 7 days.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, Mia, what is isolate?
Okay, so isolate means that we're on this part of the bright spot on the scan, or in other words, the thing that could become tesseract. This person is separated, which means this person is outside the camp, like far away from the tent, and far away from the farthest tent within the camp borders. So this person is in their own spot, alone. It's just them, and they're isolated because they don't want the sick. For the physical reason is that so that the sickness doesn't spread everywhere. Like it doesn't be. It's so that the sickness doesn't infest the entire community. Infect the community. But the spiritual reason would be that when you're isolated, you have time, um, just for you, and it's just you. So, you have time to talk to God and ask Him like, is there something I did wrong or something? When you're isolated, it's so that you can set things right. In case that you did something wrong and that you're getting tested out for that.
Okay, very good, Mia, very good. The separation so you don't get tisserat. Leah, what do you think this separation, what do you think the purpose of this separation is? And why 7 days?
The purpose of the separation is because for you to have time with God, like Mia said, to figure out why you got the Titsura and how to make it right, and how you could fix things with God. It's like your special time with God to be alone and to fix things between you guys to restart like your relationship. And the reason why for 7 days is because well,
I think it's because, or maybe God gave you 7 days. God is giving 7 days for the person that has the Tzara. Like that's enough days to be talking to Him and to fix things up. And the seventh day, like I don't know, I'm not sure.
Okay, to fix things up. All right. What do you think, Ariel? What's the purpose of the isolation for the 7 days? What's the purpose of isolation? And then what's the purpose of the isolation for 7 days, Ariel?
I believe that the purpose of the isolating someone with leprosy is to, so that they won't like it's not so that won't so since it's contagious it won't spread to other people in the camp. And since Adonai says that He will walk among us, He can't walk it with if the whole camp is unclean and contagious with Titzarah. That's why we separate him.
Hey, what do you think, Tiffany? What do you think the isolation purpose is?
I think it's to keep other people from being infected. It's like the baby we were talking about yesterday. The baby's not allowed to come to the synagogue, to the congregation, to the sanctuary, because other people might be sick and they coughed, and the baby will get it because the baby's immune system hasn't fully functioned. But with something like Tesseract, and any adult could get it at any stage of their life. So that's why they have to be isolated so that no one else can get it, and so that it doesn't worsen.
Okay, so very good, very good, everybody. Very good, Tiffany. With that answer. Let's take it a little bit further. Okay, we got this picture. Okay, we got this picture. Now this woman is alone. And in the background, we can see houses. Okay, we can see a house here, a shed here. But we have this fence, okay, with this person that's isolated. Okay, now the bright spot on the skin is white, but it does not appear to go deep into the skin, and its hair is not turned white. And the Cohen is to isolate him for 7 days. Now here, the tisserot, the leprosy, the skin disorder, we don't know why the person got. Let me go back to this picture. Okay, we don't understand what happened for this. Everybody pay attention. Okay, pay attention. It's very, very important information. Because if the world goes crazy and we can't get to doctors and we can't get medicines, okay, for you to live, okay, and everybody to be healthy, because how many people like being sick? Does everybody like being sick? No? Okay. And mommy gives you medicine, mommy and daddy give you medicine, and you're sick. Okay, well, what happens if you don't have medicines? Okay, it's not going to be very fun. Okay, so let's say a person gets this nose thing. Then we put the person here in the isolation because we don't know how the person got this nose thing. Okay, we don't know if it's something airborne. What does it mean to be airborne? Mia and then Allie. What does it mean to be airborne? Something that is airborne.
Something that's airborne would be some sort of sickness or virus that it can easily pass to somebody else by just coughing on like just coughing not on a it can be either just coughing on a person or just coughing like just right front into the air. So something that's airborne means that you cough, sneeze, and you're sick. The entire place is already infected with your sickness because the bacteria is in the air. So that when somebody else breathes it in, they also breathe in the bacteria. So it means they're sick too. It's just the bacteria hasn't moved in yet, pretty much.
Okay, very good answer, Mia. Victoria, Allie, then Victoria, Allie, then Victoria. What is something airborne? Explain to me what airborne is, Allie Mae.
Airborne is like when somebody is like sick and they cough into the air and it makes the air around them germy, and when somebody else breathes it in, they get the same sickness as you have.
Okay, because it's in the air. Allie?
Yes.
Okay, Victoria, explain to me what airborne is. How does that work if something is airborne?
Airborne is like when someone's sick and then like if they have a cold and then they sneeze on you, then like you will probably get sick too and you'll get a cold. Or it's just like if you're sick and you cough or you sneeze or something, and then if you sneeze on someone or on something, then like the bacteria will go in the air and it will go on someone. And if it goes on something and someone touches that, then maybe they'll get sick too.
Okay, very good explanation, Victoria. Very good explanation. Jacob, explain to me what airborne is. How does something get airborne, and doesn't it fall to the ground?
No, it does not fall to the ground, Rabbi. Like if like if you're up in the air and you're sick and you're like doing like helicopter jumps or something, then like and if you're in the air, all that germs that you have on you, it spreads. And and another person is trying to do the same thing, like trying to jump from a plane or something, they get the same amount of germs that the other person had.
How many people are jumping from airplanes?
No, it's like an example. If somebody was jumping out of an airplane or like that.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, now think of this, everybody. Airborne. Now, say you cough, okay, but you're over here, okay? It comes out of your mouth. Now, it'll just stay in the air for a little bit, but then it'll float down to the ground. Now, some viruses will stay alive for a little while just being on the ground, okay? There are some viruses that die pretty quickly and within inside of minutes after leaving somebody's mouth once it's not warm anymore. Okay? But there are some other viruses that live a long time. So let's say you cough and you're over here, and then the wind blows it, but then it hits the fence and it doesn't get behind the fence. Okay? So let's say this lady is sick with tisserand. Okay? She's got some company because she's got her animal in her hand there, whether it be a cat or a dog. She's holding a cat or a dog. Okay. Now she's the one with leprosy. She has this part here. Okay. She has this part here. Now we don't know how she got it because we don't know how somebody gets leprosy. So here, the Cohen has examined her, and then he says she's got to be isolated for 7 days because we don't know how the disease gets to one person from the other. But we know that things can be airborne. Okay? So when you're coughing, you want to cover your mouth. Okay? So the germs go out of your mouth, not into the air, they fall to the ground. Okay? Once they're on the ground, it's pretty hard to get back up into your mouth and your eyes because you breathe from up here. Okay? You're sitting up or you're standing up, you breathe from up there. But if the person is next to you, let's say you're next to this person with leprosy, say you come up to the fence and you're talking to the person over the fence, but you're standing right next to the person over the fence. Well, then you can get the disease. So here in verse 4, it says, if a bright spot on the skin is white, but it does not appear to go deep, okay? Now let's see what deep is, okay? So here it is something that is light, but the darker stuff means it's deeper, okay? So here we got the light red, but here it's blown up the darker color. Okay, so it's deeper. The deeper the color, the deeper the cut. Okay, the deeper the color, the deeper the cut, the more infection that is in there. So here, this part over here is bubbled up over the skin. But this over here, that dark stuff means that the cut goes deep. Okay, so here there's some other things that we're looking for. The skin is white and it does not appear, meaning looking at. So appear, this part over here doesn't look like it's deep. This part here looks like it's deep. This part here looks like it's not deep. This part here, it looks like it's deep. Okay? So the Cohen's got to look at that. Okay? Its hair has not turned white. Okay? So everybody look at the hair. Everybody look at their arm. Okay? Everybody look at their arm. Most of us have black or a brownish hair, right? Tiffany, you got black hair on your arm? Okay, Ariel got black hair on your arm. Allie Mae, you might be light brown, right? Okay. Everybody look at her. Yeshua, did you look at your arm? What color hair is your on your arm?
Light brown.
Okay. Shmooey, what color hair is on your arm?
Light brown.
Okay. Jeremiah, what color hair is on your arm?
White.
You got white hair on your arm? You got leprosy? How do you have white hair in your arm? Your hair and your eyebrows are brown or black.
I do not know.
Jacob, what color is the hair on your arm?
I can't really tell.
You can't tell what color your hair. You don't have any hair on your arm?
I do have hair in my arm, but I can't tell.
You need glasses or something?
No, I
You
can
tell what
see.
color the hair on your arm is?
It's light. It's a little brown, but it's light.
It's a little brown. Okay. Dayon and David, what color the hair in your arm? Do you have any hair on your arms? What?
White.
You have white hair in your arms? Your eyebrows and your hair is brown and black? You got white hair in your arms, Dan?
Yeah. I mean
Okay,
gray. Kind of gray. Kind of gray. Yeah, it's kind of gray.
Yeah,
Black or brown or gray. One of those three colors.
okay. All right. Jeremiah and Jacob, you have your hand up?
Yes. They're not white. They are gold.
They're gold. You have gold hair on your arms? I'm going to look at it on Shabbat.
I have gray.
You have gray hair on your arms? All right, now what I want you to do later on is pull one of those hairs out and put it on top of a white piece of paper.
I can't. It's too deep. Yes.
It won't hurt to pull out one hair.
Okay.
All right, or I'll do it for you on Shabbat.
No, thank you.
It won't hurt me at all.
No, thank you.
All right, so the next part we're looking at, we got a minute or two here. Okay. We're looking to see if the hair is turned white or not. Okay. because then the Cohen is to isolate the person for 7 days. Okay, because we're going to see what the Lord is going to give us an understanding to see if the infection is growing. Okay, and if the infection is growing, then you're going to have to be separated for more than 7 days. Okay, so the isolation is they put you away from everybody else. So we look at the picture. Here's the houses in the background. Okay, we got a house here, and there's probably more over here. And we got another house here, and then this person is alone. They're the one that gets isolated, okay? Not everybody else. You isolate the person who's sick. So the same goes if somebody is sick in your house. You got brothers and sisters. Mom and dad should isolate that child so that everybody else doesn't get sick. So that person's got to stay in their bedroom all day. Okay? I know sometimes it might be hard, but if you got a small apartment or something like that, does somebody get sick so that everybody doesn't get sick? You got to try to isolate that person. Okay? At least, if you got a cold or something, or the person's vomiting, or they have diarrhea, you want to isolate that person at least for 24 hours as best possible. Okay, because the isolation, the Lord is isolating the person so that the people that live over here, people that live over here, people that live back here, people that live over here, people that live over here, they don't get sick. So the Lord is saying, isolate that person. Okay? So here in our Bible, and people say, well, we don't need the Old Testament anymore. It's like, no, it's great information. Keeps the community healthy. Okay? Because taking all the drugs that we do from the pharmacy and stuff is no good. Okay? God has his way of doing things. Okay? That's why he says about no vaccinations. Vaccinations are bad. Everybody say vaccinations are bad. Okay? And the proof is with Lila. Lila was perfectly fine. And then they gave her the vaccinations when she was uh, a baby or young. And then we have this problem to this day, vaccinations. So God is saying, follow my ways. All right. Now we've come to the end of our discussion for today. Let me close this so I can see everybody. Okay. Let me do that. And do this so I can see everybody. All right. Now, who wants to pray to end our day? All right. Arlena was first. Go ahead, Arlena.
Thank you, Lord, for this day, and we have a good class and a good morning, Lord, and we don't steal for anyone's stuff, and we have a good day, and we submit to God, to pray to God, and we obey His commandments, and we have a good class, and Shabbat.
Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Shalom.